everyone. In our last section of video, we saw how to back up Azure virtual machine level and also file and folder level backup. In this section of video, we will go through recovery by using recovery service agents. So let's start that one. For that, first we need to connect to the portal. So we have already connected there, and the remote desktop session, we set that up. Let's go there. Here, let me go to folder here. So I took a backup of vault credential that I created under C drive. This file. So therefore, I'm not going to open anyway. So now what we can do, we can just first delete this file. So let me delete this file. So files no longer there. So now let's go back to the Microsoft Azure Backup Support Schedule Backup. Here is that if I write, there is an option for recover data in action pane, that action pane. So click on recover data, and it will open a recover data wizard. From there, so get started. It's asking me for the server name. So this is the server that I took a backup from the server. So click that this server and click next. So now here are different options that what do you want to recover, like individual files and folders or volume or system state. So for me, just a file. So I'm going to select individual files and folder and click next. On the select volume and date page, here you can select the volume, and that was C drive for me, under C drive that first, and it's giving me the information here that available backup, and select the data backup for use that one. So I only took one backup, so therefore I'm selecting that one and click here. You see that what it is happening, that it's click mount. So I'm going to click mount. So it will mount a backup, will be mounted. So it's getting a message that recovery details and recovery volume is available, and click browse to open recovery volume from Explorer, to browse and copy items to recover the items, and after that unmount. So you can click on browse. Now when you click on browse, it's getting a message to use that robocopy for better performance when copying files. So that means you can get more information by going to that page. It's a command window. Otherwise, you can, if you look here, if I go to File Explorer, you can see that volume is mounted here, backup volume. So if I go there, I can see that file here. So what I can do? I can copy from here and paste my location, like vault credential. I can paste it here. That is one way. Other way, I can just go to command prompt. So let's go that way also. So if I paste it here, so it is recovered here. Then we can just unmount. Click on unmount. Are you sure you want to unmount the recovery volume and end the current recovery? Click on yes. So here you see that last recovery status is successful. If you want to get the details, you can click on view details. So you can see the job status. So click OK. And here is other option that you can change all those retention rates. You can see the available recovery points, or you can see the view details of the last successful backup. So now let's disconnect this session, remote desktop connection session. So click OK. Now what we'll do, we'll perform a file recovery by using virtual machine snapshot. So here is the virtual machine, and this is backup agent. So we restore last time with backup agent. This time we'll use Azure virtual machines. So let's go back to VM. RecoveryServices. Click on VM01 virtual machine. Now here we select VM0 and click connect. Get the RTP connect information, and then click on download RDP file. Click connect. Now pass the ID and password information. Click OK. Yes. Let me pause here until setting this system initial setting. Now from this remote desktop session, click the Windows system here. I am going to command session, command prompt. For that, from Windows system, click on command prompt. Let's go to a directory. And if I see the list, so here I'm going to delete the hosts file entry. So you can just delete. So now if I type, it's not there. So we'll use VM level backup to restore this one now. So for that, now let's go to the portal. The Microsoft is. Sign in. let's get the so click send code. Sign in. So this message again, yes. So now let's go to the recovery service vault. So from this recovery service vault here, protected items. So look for backup items, click backup items and check for Azure virtual machines. So here this VM backup, so click this VM, and if you go right side here, different option, but I'm going to do a file recovery, hosts file, that file I deleted. So click on file recovery. Now here you can see that file recovery, there is a select recovery point. Then next option is download script to browse and recover files. So this script will mount the disk from the selected recovery points as local drives on the bound machine where it is run. So on the file recovery, accept the default options and click on this downloaded executable. So you see that it's generating a script and password. Download will start within a minute. So you see the notice here. System generating. You can see that password to run this script. It's generating here. So now your script is ready to download. So click download. Now is that file exe file. Go click on open file. So now here is the message that when I open file, it's giving you please enter the password from the portal as is and press enter. So here is the password. So click copy and go back that window. Okay, let me open that one. It is better to copy from there. Download. It may change within this time. Let's see. So it's open. You see that a Windows PowerShell window, and it's just progressing. You will see some messages here related to mounting the backup files. If I say. So connection succeeded. Please wait while the attached volume of the recovery point. So it's doing 2 recovery volume attached. And open Explorer to browse for files. And after recovery, to remove the disk and close the connection to the recovery point, please click unmount disk. Okay, let's go back to the window session now. That what they're saying, we need to restore file now, and then when that is done, click on unmount disk. So now let's go to the command prompt. Before that, let's see that mounted or not. It's PC. And here you see that those two volumes that we got a message that they are mounted system reserved in Windows. So you can see those volumes are attached here. So now from command window, we'll try to restore. Or we can copy straight from this backup. So that is program files. No, that should be user Windows system. This is host file. Host file path is because this is VM level backup. So I'm from backup. I'm just going to take the host file entry. Windows 1032 and drivers. You see, and the file here, that is host file. So you can take a copy of this one and put back into the system level location. So Windows System 32. Paste it here. You can use robocopy command also to get the files. So I copied that one. So that has been done. Now what it's giving the message, please queue or clone the connection and click unmount disk. So here, this is step 3. We are going to unmount disk. So it's going to unmounting in progress. So you can close this session. So unmount is successful. So we can close this session. And we can close this because I no longer need this connection here. So I can disconnect this remote desktop connection. So we have recovered files using two options. One is, let me show you. So what we have done so far. Home. So you recovery service vault. We backup virtual machine level and we backup file system level on agent, and we use them to restore files. Now this section I will go through Azure Recovery Services with a soft delete functionality. So for that, let's, here in this vault, we are connected to the vault. Now here you see that the uh, backup items, you can see here. Now from backup items, click on Azure Backup Agent. And click this item here, select that item. Now click the view details. So from here, this is the computer name. So click on this link here. So from here, let's see if we delete this. So here the protected servers, and there is the option for delete. So click delete. And delete section, we have to type the server name. So we know the server name. Okay. This server is registered under another backup management type. Deleting this server will also delete server data associated with that one. That's okay. Region, there are many regions you can select. So like I can put decommission. And we can put some information here. Then there is option, there is in the backup data of one backup items associated with this server. So it's a message here. So you can select this one. You see the full message. I understand that clicking confirm will permanently delete all the cloud backup data. This action cannot be undone. An alert may be sent to the administrator. And then click on delete. Okay, I get a message here. Deleting server is, let me check this one first. Let me pause here. Delete. So deletion failed. The server cannot be unregistered and the security feature settings is enabled for hybrid backup and the file access backup. Okay, I've got a message. I have to disable the security features settings for this vault, then it will allow me. So let me disable the security features for this one. So because the deletion failed relate to security features, so let me disable the feature. Let's go back to the vault level, recovery service vault, and to the properties, security settings. So security features, let me disable this one and click save. Security settings updated. So now let's go back again, backup items, go to Azure Backup Agent, go for the view details, VM1, and computer name is VM1, select that one. Now let's try to delete. So decommission, test, delete. So deletion successful. Here you can see that this time deletion is successful. So now let's go to backup item. Let and let's go back. So now let's go for Azure Virtual Machines. Click on this VM01, click Details. Here, if you look here, you can see that all those information here like alert, jobs, backup, pre-check, last backup check. Now let me stop backup for this VM. So click on stop backup. So there is some message here. Retain backup data, delete backup data. So I'm clicking, I don't want to retain, so click delete backup data. And type or name the backup item. So give the name, give some message. Let's just give support. I could not contact support. Just give a message or others, anything. Give a message, others. Come on. Just and then stop backup. So you see that is stopping backup and deleting backup data for this VM0 now. Let me pause here. Now that's done. Oh, it's still progressing. Still in progress. So that is done for VM0. Now go back to Recovery Service Vault and look for that backup items. It's true. Let me refresh the page. We can see that it's clean for Azure Backup Agent, but for virtual machine, Azure Virtual Machine, we can see that is still one backup item. So let's click on Azure Virtual Machine and click View Details. So what we see here that let me go through that one. You see that there is an option for undelete the deleted backup. So this is the functionality is provided by the soft delete feature. So by default, this option is enabled for Azure Virtual Machine Backup. So if you would like to want undelete, then we can press this undelete option. Now let's go to the Recovery Service Vault again. And settings section, click on Properties. And under Security Settings, let's click Update. Now we are going to change that soft delete option. By default it's enabled, but we are going to change that one. So we are going to disable this soft delete. So save. But remember, which backup is already in soft delete, it will not affect that items immediately for this one. So click save. So security settings updated. So now click on overview page. Now let's go back to backup items. Azure virtual machine. View details. Click on undelete option here. So now this undelete option, this VM0. So click on undelete. So I'm deleting is the restore points for this backup. So it's in progress now. Let me pause here. So undelete operation is successful now. So now go back to the backup item and this time delete backup data. Let me refresh the page. Go back. Okay, view details. Now click on delete backup data. Give the details. Give a reason. Select anything. And click delete. So stopping backup and deleting backup data for this VM. Let me pause here. So stopping backup and deleted backup data for VM0 has been completed. So click OK. Now if we see that because we disable that stop delete, that option is no longer there. Now if we go back and refresh this page, now this time we see that backup item count is 0. So what we have done, we been to section. First section we did a backup from VM level, and then we did backup on-prem file system level, and after that in this part of the video we went through restoring or recovering files from like Azure Recovery Service agent, like Azure Backup Agents and Azure Virtual Machines. Then we also check that soft delete functionality. Now we need to clean up resources. This is always better for your lab environment to minimize the cost. You can clean up resources. So for that you can first let's go through all the VM resources one. So like if I go to VM, any VM, you can go to resource group, but you need to make sure that the resource group you are using for a specific all the services that you do not need. You need to make sure, otherwise you can do one by one. That is time taking. You can also CLI command, like PowerShell command. But for my lab session, I prefer to delete resource group so that it will see that underneath all the services, it will be deleted at the same time. So that's progressing. You see that one. In the meantime, let's delete recovery service vault also. So if I go to recovery service vault, you see that there is a delete option. Click delete option, and here is the option that you can do delete manually. It's giving all the steps here that you can follow, or you can delete using PowerShell script. So let me go through PowerShell. So delete using PowerShell scripts. Click here the option that generate and download script. So click generate and download script. Click on keep. So let me open that script. So script is this side. So now what I need to do, click a Cloud Shell window, PowerShell, and I'm going to just copy paste for all. So ultimately it will clean every resources and it will not incur any charges. So it's good for saving some money. So that's all for this session.